Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Oh boy, Alana, the temperatures today. Wild.
Wild, mild. I was like 70s.
Yeah.
Who invited you to the party? The winds did.
November 13th?
I know, right? Doesn't feel like it. We've been talking snowstorms at this point, but not this year. Very dry setup to start the month. We're going to change that. So here we go. And yeah, the southwesterly winds came in. They meant business. Those numbers just soared. I'm going to show you all the locations that broke records. It wasn't just Salt Lake City. Pretty sunset coming from Cedar City. Susan, appreciate that one. That is gorgeous. I love the color in the background and the way the trees are illuminated. Kendrick caught this one in American Fork, a little bit of the afterglow tonight. Those earlier sunsets calling it a day. So we look at our satellite radar, southwest flow, bringing in a little cloud cover to the West Desert and along the Wasatch Front tonight. We'll see that clearing as we head into the overnight, but a few clouds hold on into tomorrow. Let's talk about precipitation. We've had none, zero measurable moisture in Salt Lake City. Typically by this point in the month, we've seen over half an inch. Well, misery loves company, because as we look at that lack of moisture throughout the state, we haven't seen it in Provo, Cedar City, St. George, Logan. That high pressure acts as a storm block, and we really started to quiet down the last week of October, and we've stayed that way. Hence our drought conditions. The latest numbers out today, our drought conditions staying the same as the last several weeks. Less than half of the state in severe drought, but 94% of Utah facing moderate drought. And what you're seeing in red, well, that is extreme drought. 4% of the Beehive state battling extreme drought. We need some moisture to help with this, which means we need storms and an active pattern, which we may get. Time-lapse video coming from Cache Valley, where you see the haze at the base of the mountain there, but that clears pretty quickly as the winds pick up, the sun's going down, pretty shot as we close out the day in Logan. Our wind speeds right now continue, especially in the West Desert towards Delta, Cedar City, Salt Lake. Now that doesn't seem like much, but a southwesterly wind is a warm wind, and so it's keeping temperatures above average and incredibly mild. Now we did clear out a lot of the inversion. We're forecast to be in the green tomorrow, so breathing a little easier as we roll into our Friday for the Wasatch Front. We know these longer stretches of high pressure result in a decline in air quality. Nice to see the green in northern Utah. Time-lapse video from our Black Desert Skycam, clear skies in southern Utah. Cannon Seacrest, our southern Utah bureau, told us tonight it feels like summer, and I bet it does, because they hit 80, so warm out there. All right, let's look at those records. Manti, Provo, Tooele, Woodruff, City Creek Water Plant. Those are really outstanding numbers for November. You look at the records compared to, and we were knocking those down. Provo was close to its old record, but places like Manti, Tooele, I mean, pretty blew that out of the water, pretty far up there, and very warm with the assistance of that southwesterly flow. High temperatures for the rest of the state: 65 in Logan, 64 in Vernal, 70s along the I-15 corridor. St. George was 77. We were only 5 degrees behind them. That typically doesn't happen in November. Staying with the 50s, a very mild overnight. Any bit of cloud cover will help lock in these mild temperatures, but it's the winds. They're not going to relax much. We're actually going to see modestly gusty conditions as we start the day tomorrow and through the afternoon. Our big picture is going to show the breakdown, though. We want a storm. We're going to get one. It's just going to take some time. So here's our ridge of high pressure. We need that to slide. We're underneath it tomorrow, but it will eventually will be moving out of here. We're watching this low. We need it to move inland. When it does, we'll get some precipitation, but it's taking its time. Initially, it was already supposed to be here. It needs a personal invitation to walk itself to the party. When it does move inland, it will bring moisture. And it looks like right now the timeline will be Saturday night through early Monday morning. That's when we're anticipating valley rain and a mountain snow setup. We will see cooler temperatures. We're going to ease on the temperature front. And then as we look, another storm seems to drop in Monday through Wednesday. I'm not getting excited about this yet. We have to get through the weekend storm before we focus on this, but it has the potential to be significantly colder, which means more mountain snow and a decent amount of moisture for the valleys. We'll watch. That pattern stays progressive even into the late week, meaning we break down the ridge of high pressure, and here we go. We start to get some storms. Futurecast shows that southwest flow. Moisture for tomorrow, there's a slight chance of some isolated showers. The model picks up on it in a few locations. Not super likely. We initially thought Friday would be the day. Saturday looks better. Here we are into the afternoon. It moves into southern Utah, starts to move north, and you can see by Sunday morning it's impacting several portions of northern and central Utah, including the mountains. Lots of moisture on on the move. I will say, with a southerly flow, the Salt Lake Valley does get rain shadowed. We may not see as much as places like the Ogden Valley or Utah County, so just know that going in. Snow accumulation for the mountains looking good, above 8,000 feet, 1 to 5 inches in the north, 2 to 6 in central, and then the southern mountains at 3 to 10. I think Bryan Head's going to be on the higher end of that. Cottonwoods could get a little more. That's just round one. We could see additional mountain snow that looks a little juicier Monday through Wednesday. I'll keep you posted. 60s for tomorrow with cloud cover. We hold on to the warmth to close out the work week. 68 in Moab, 71 in St. George. Looking at that St. George 7-day, temperatures are going to ease. We introduce wet weather. Sunday looks soggy. Scattered showers linger into next week. 70s go to 50s. Well, it's just a few days. It happens pretty quickly. Wasatch Front with the 60s for the next few. Wet weather Sunday, and then we're watching Monday into Wednesday. Highs in the 40s by the end or middle of next week. Well, that's a bit of a different tune, but everybody wants change. Variety's the spice of life, so we have some. There we go.